Lovely, lovely. And our next cab off a rant, please keep your hands going and welcome to the stage the lovely Mick Lofty.
Hi and good evening everybody. As you just heard, I'm Mick Lofty. And this is the world's worst drawing of the best country in the world.
Hey.
Yeah? Honestly, our boys are over in America Iran right now, you know, fighting for us. So if you don't want to get behind our boys, please do us a favour and stand in front of them. I'm going to change this drawing into something rather beautiful. Well, I think it's beautiful, but yous might not. First of all, you just throw a couple of marks there and I'll stop talking. Then you, little circle up there, a bit of hair, can't have tell the noise. Little bit of eyes, nose, mouth. Ladies and gentlemen, my girlfriend. Reading the newspaper. Well, I gotta laugh, I'm happy, I'm out of it. I actually can't draw for shit, but as you just saw, but I can't sing for shit neither, but yous will suffer for that later for sure. Don't you hate it when you start going out with somebody? I'll bring my imaginary girlfriend back up on stage. Come on, Lucy. I've even named her. Now I just want to know about where the name comes from, you know. Now it's Lucy. Sorry. But don't you hate it? Don't you hate it when you start going out with somebody as cute as this, like this is going to take bark off later, honestly. I'll give you time for that. Honestly, don't you hate it when you start going out with somebody and she starts calling you all the stupid little names like honey, schnookums, lovey and darling? But have you ever noticed how far she gets the shits when you start calling her something you love, like Victoria or Amber or Scotch? Well, my father's name is Tony. That spelled backwards is actually why not? My name is Michael. That spelled backwards, to the best of my knowledge, is Leacom. I'm actually going to name my kid Tuo. It is a New Zealand name, but that's 3 generations of my family, all backwards, that spell why not lick 'em out. After saying that joke in front of a couple of women, I actually got into a little bit of trouble. So I was up in front of the court, and the judge looked down at me with his glasses and he said, "How do you plead?" I said, "I ain't guilty, Your Honour." He said, "You're not guilty." So I said, "Thanks," and fucked off. They're still trying to catch me, I don't know why. Anyway, I told you I was going to sing, so here it is. Do a beer, I love my beer. Ray the bloke who brings a beer. Anyway, I'll cut through this. A loudmouth Aussie and a loudmouth Yank walks into a bar. The loudmouth Yank turns to the loudmouth Aussie and says, "It's your shout." Loudmouth Aussie turns back and says, "Get me a fucking beer!" Me, myself, I drink the beer, so let's get another beer. I've been to a couple of NA meetings, that's Narcotics Anonymous, but I found out between NA, AA and GA, which is Gambling Anonymous, getting up and talking was the only part I wanted FA to do with. So I'm fucking shocked that I'm up here. Far, a place to get the beer. Lager, another type of beer. I gotta ask you, ladies and gentlemen, if a bear shits in your mouth when you passed out in the gutter or something, did it actually happen? Because this bear will shit in your mouth every night you drink it. I love it. Sorry, I just needed to get pissed a little bit before I kept going. Tea, no thanks, I'll have a beer. And that brings me back to do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, si, do. Anyway, I reckon after all of that beer, I'll have a headache. So I'll grab myself a Paris Hilton and go to bed. But knowing her, she'd leave a putrid taste in my mouth, so I'd have to spit her out. Anyway, I drove taxis for a lot of years. I never wanted to become a taxi driver, I actually wanted to become a pilot. So I went into Qantas about 2 weeks ago now, and I asked for an application form. On the form, they asked me why did I want to become a pilot. I just wrote down I didn't want to die alone. They gave me cab licence, fucked if I know why. But I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I love my job. Everyone waves at me. I just wave back as I'm driving off. Anyway, I had this drug dealer jump in the car, you know, after I bought what I wanted. I gave him the warning. I said, mate, you're going into the valley. There's going to be a raid in the valley tonight. There's always a raid on Tuesday nights. He said, you're shitting me. And I said, son, true as I'm riding this bike, there will be a raid on. He must have been stoned out of his nut because he's finally come back about 10 minutes later and said, dude, it's a car. I told him he better stop pedalling then. Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. You always hear little Johnny coming up very politely and asking for a fork and knife. You always hear little Johnny, I'll start this one again. You always hear little Johnny running up and asking for a knife and fork, very politely, like, please, can I have a knife and fork, mummy? He doesn't run in and say, mummy, give me a fork and knife. Anyway, I'm just about to leave you with this one, so, you know what the Smurfs are called, those little blue and white things? I think they're blue, they could be purple. But could you imagine if the Smurfs were called cherries? You'd have Vanity Cherry running up to Cherryette, screaming to pop a cherry. The old guy's been trying to do it for years. Anyway, that's me, folks. I've been Mick Lofty. Good night.
One more time for Mick, please. Doing magical things, and you know the drill. Please welcome to the stage the next